I have a rant, like kind of like an intrusive thought with how the reliever market has been shown and how expensive the top arms get. This is kind of moving away from the conversation of like, what do we think the Mariners' next move is? Kind of. Do you think there's a possibility that the Mariners extend Ferrer on a Munoz-like deal and basically make him the heir to the throne for the Mariners close? Like, because it's like there's talk that Ferrer, at his best, is a major league level closer. I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility. Of course, the Mariners acquired chill. Andres Munoz in August of 2020. They extended him in December of 21, or was it December of 2020 when they extended him? I have it right here. I think it was
just the year. Okay.
August 30th, 2020, and then they extended him December 1st, 2021. Now, slightly different paths because Munoz obviously was hurt, and then he came and pitched for Seattle. He pitched a little bit with San Diego in the major leagues, but mainly minor leagues. Ferrer has like how many innings under his belt? Like 120 at this point. 140. Like it's a little bit different, but I think again it would move a lot faster than the Munoz extension did because that was 15 months in between. I don't think if the Mariners are going to extend Ferrer, it's not going to be in 15 months because they'll have a better idea of his value now or in 15 months. And they're probably not going to be able to get the Munoz type, very team friendly, high end reliever extension done in 15 months. If he does end up being exactly what they need him to be. There was no idea who Andres Munoz was going to be when they assigned him to that contract. You had an idea. You had an idea that 102 coming off Tommy John and like being able to develop the slider, like you had an idea, but you did not see it come to fruition. Ferrer, you kind of already have a lot more data, and it's not going to be the same contract. You're not going to get him for that as cheap as it was. I don't think. Yeah. Obviously, the club options make it a little bit different. This was 4 years, $7.5 million, and then there's 3 club options that make it 4 years, $32.5 million.
Insane work from the Mariners.
Or not 4 years, but 7 years, $32.5 million, which is a very, very, very good deal when you're getting the best arm in the American League potentially on that money. Could you be getting the best arm in the American League post, from 2029 to 2032 if you get Ferrer on like a very team friendly situation now? I think again, this is a very intrusive thought that I had, but thinking about like people saying like we need to extend Munoz again. You aren't going to pay Andres Munoz $20 million. I'm sorry. The Mariners aren't
going to be worth a lot.
Yeah. The Mariners aren't going to do that because that's just not what they do. And the idea that I'm trying to get across here is the fact that I think a lot of us understand that Andres Munoz's time with the Mariners likely ends when his club options dry up at the end of 2028, when he's going to be entering his age 30 season. He likely will fetch, if he keeps up this pace, maybe the best or richest contract a reliever has seen in Major League Baseball. Obviously, that title went to Edwin Diaz. 5 years, $102 million. We saw Josh Hader entering his age 30 season get 5 years, $90 million from the Houston Astros. Tanner Scott signed a 4 year, $72 million contract. Aroldis Chapman back in I don't remember what year, 2017, 5 years, $86 million. The top arms in Major League Baseball will get paid. Some team will pay them. Will the Mariners be willing to pay Andres Munoz what he likely will be worth? Spotrac market value has him around $16 million AAV right now if you were to hit the open market. I don't think the Mariners are going to do that. Whether or not Munoz maybe takes a team-friendly hometown discount, again, because he loves Seattle so much and he's part of the organization at that point, that's a different conversation. I don't think it's a bad idea for the Mariners to try and find their next top arm on a cheap team-friendly kind of contract to ensure that they're able to continue to build the bullpen the way that they intend to year in and year out. They have the top guys at the back end of the pen that are cost-controlled. Obviously, Brash and Spire now entering arbitration, but Munoz, the top dog back there, a team-friendly extension. Could Ferrer be the option? And that's kind of my thought process. I wanted to, come on here and clear the air a little bit just in case it wasn't entirely focused in the initial conversation, because when I brought it up to Colton, it was kind of like spur of the moment. I've been thinking about what it means to extend another reliever and what that means for Munoz, because I don't want Munoz's time as with the Mariners to end by any means, but I think it's realistic to understand that it likely will, because the top arms in the game get paid a ridiculous amount of money compared to what the Mariners likely, the ownership group likely, will be willing to pay top arms, if that makes sense. Again, I could be very wrong, I could be very off base, and Munoz might sign a team-friendly contract extension in 2028 and be a Mariner for life and go down as the greatest Mariners reliever in the franchise's history. And he likely might already be considered that by a lot of people pretty safely. And if he signs a contract extension and everything continues to go as according to plan, it feels like, for Munoz, who is one of the top arms in the game, yeah, he's going to go down as one of the best right-handed relievers probably of his generation, not just in the Mariners organizational history. But again, as much as it pains me to say that 2028 will be the last season with Andres Munoz in a Mariners uniform, more than likely, unless things drastically change with the front office, you're going to need an heir to the throne. The best person for that, I think, right now is probably Ferrer, a guy you just traded for, who you can mold and shape into exactly what you need to be. Why not try it? That's a little crazy.
What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? I mean, honestly, I completely agree. You look at the Andres Munoz contract, and in the end, what did the Mariners have to lose? His highest AAV before 2026 was $2.6 million. Frankly, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
If you lose $2.6 million, if you're John Stanton, you're like, whoops, lost it in my couch, darn it. Like, it's the club options that obviously that's where the money starts to come in. If you were to extend Jose Ferrer, maybe you could get him on a similar deal, but he's going to be in arbitration next year. So like things get a little weird there. Even so, in arbitration, he's probably going to be making, like $1.2 million, something like that. Nothing crazy. So maybe you can get him for like $2 million a year for the rest of his contract, and then have maybe a couple club option years on there as well. Yeah, it's a very interesting thought. One that has not even crossed my mind. And that is that one caught me off guard. Well done.
Thank you.